Hello and welcome back, everyone. We're sitting here today in Lesser Faydark, out of the way of the Wandering Pass, safely tucked away near the brownies. And if you played this game before, you know the exact rite of passage I'm talking about. Wandering in here for the very first time on your brand new character, not disguised as a wolf, trying to buy spells and dying instantly. It was a very classic EQ welcome to Lesser Faydark for me back in the day. Before we dive into the deep end of the server launch, do me a huge favor, hit that like and subscribe button. We're currently less than 120 subscribers away from hitting that massive 500 sub milestone. And having this community grow alongside this launch journey means the world to me. And I appreciate you. Thank you. Today we are talking about starting fresh, breaking down the ultimate hybrid conceptual build, mapping out our leveling roadmap, and talking about why this server launch is definitely the best time to get back into Norrath. And look, we're playing this game our way. One game, no rush, completely taking our time to soak in every single pixel, zone line, and nostalgic memory. And that's, as you know, how I played it from the get-go and how I'm going to continue to play it. So, first thing I wanted to talk about was character choice. So for me, whenever I look to create my character, I want four things from my classes. I need a pet class, a plate wearer, a dual wielder, and a healer. And of course, that's all rolled into your one character. So the pet, it's very essential to help along with soloing. Um, for me, I pretty much use them more of a dot than anything. They do sometimes take away a little bit of pressure. So depending on which one you go with, I'm leaning towards mage or necro. So you get the better pets whenever you use those. And then, of course, whenever you're standing there with no mana, they can help you if there are things that come walking by. So the plate wearer. Plate is, for me, is a must. To me, I don't think there's anything better visually than seeing a skeleton or an elemental by your side as a plate wearer. I just think that's pretty cool. Um, it gives you the best armor class, helps with damage mitigation, and just the look of it. That shiny, that shiny stuff that you have on it is just, to me, cool. And to be honest with you, I never really played a plate wearer until I started with EQ Legends. Something else I want. I want to have a dual wielder. I want to be able to do continuous DPS and see how my weapon procs go. And, this helps making your gearing up better. For me, it does. And then the last thing is I want to have one of my characters that can heal. Um, Having someone in the mix who can throw out heals helps change everything because it helps with your sustainability and it gives you being able to use the Divine Invocation. And every time you cast the spell, you heal either your pet or you or whoever has the least amount of health that you are playing with. And this is like one of the biggest fun things to debate and talk about. Um, so many people have their ideas, have their plans, and a lot of them are let's have fun, and a lot of them are min maxing. And however you want to play, that's how I want you to play. If you are, let's get to the end and do those fear and hate and sky raids, kill Vox and Nagy, then do that. You don't have to listen to what I say. And in that same vein, people don't have to listen to the min-maxers. Thomas Van has a excellent site that can help you with creation of your character. So make sure you look that up. And then I wanted to talk about what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it, and how I'm going to do it. So for me, Crushbone is always the first place to go. And I have the luck of being able to possibly play with one of my good friends from the first DQ days. Actually, I knew them in person before even then. We were in college together. And so we're kind of going to take it a little bit different because we have the origin and because we have the gather party options, we are going to use that. So one of us will be closer to Kinos, and one of us will be closer to either Freeport or Gfay, so that we can go to both Crushbone and Blackburrow. And really anything in between. Because, if you're in Gfay, it's really a quick trip to get to Freeport with the transporters. So that's going to be how we're going to do our tag team duo. Again, for me, it doesn't matter what race you are. I mean, with human, you have a lot more options from the get-go than some of them. But I'm not too worried about that. I do want to be able to see in the dark. So that's something that will come into play as well. So, as I was saying before, we're going to go into Crushbone first, and then we'll go into Blackburrow. So we're going to be in Crushbone for a little bit, and always remember to create your instances when they're available. And with the instances, you can create one for yourself, one for a group. You can set your level. I would say anytime you do an instance by yourself, just do it on 2. I mean, you can go up to 4, and you can survive and do well. It's just a little bit slower, because the mobs will have multi-class. The mobs will have more hit points. They will give more EXP. But it just, to me, it seemed like it was slower. And so then once we're done with Crushbone, not really sure when, depends on whenever we're doing full clears and how many of the items we've been able to merge and how good they look. Then we'll go to Blackburrow and we'll go through Blackburrow and see if there's something there that we want, because there's some really good items since they revamped these that you can get at both of those. And then Befallen. So for me, there's a couple items up at the top, and if it means killing these and not getting experience, then that's okay. Um, because most of the items that you want are going to be in the lower part. And so that is pretty much how we're going to go about it. We're going to go from Crushbone to Blackburrow to Befallen. And we're going to optimize being able to use our gather party and origin, so that we can go back and forth between that. So whenever I am soloing, I'll probably have 3 different classes than whenever I am in a party. That way, whenever we group up, we'll always be the same level, and stick with the classes that we go with, unless we decide to both switch. So after that, of course, we've got plenty of dungeons to go to. Najina, the Estate of Unrest, Solusik A and B, Guck and Castle Mistmoore that will be waiting in the wings as we move through that. And of course, Splitpaw. I don't mean to miss any. And then, so what's my endgame goal for this run? Pretty simple. I want to hit every single classic zone before Kunark drops. That is the target. Not rushing. We aren't burning ourselves out trying to race to max level in 3 days. But we want to see every corner of the world, clear every major dungeon, and experience the classic era in its purest form before the expansion doors blow open. So that will include Plane of Hate, Plane of Sky, Plane of Fear. We will be doing those as we move along. So let me know down in the comments, what's your starting plan for EQ Legends? Are you diving into Crushbone, or are you taking the slow route through the Kinos Hills? I think I have decided I'm going to be a Paladin Mage, 1 through 10, and then maybe a Rogue, but I also might switch it up just so that I can have some ports. But we will see. So let me know in the comments what your plan is. Thanks for hanging out in Lesser Faydark with me today. Good luck on launch day on Tuesday. Have fun out there, and I will see you in Norrath.